In today's culture, it's not uncommon to see marijuana use prominent in many cities and communities around the world. People young and old use this natural substance for recreation and to treat chronic illnesses. Public attitudes towards marijuana are increasingly favorable, with surveys finding that 58% of U.S. respondents favored legal use. Nearly half said they've tried weed, and 77% agree that there are legitimate medical uses for it. Marijuana occupies confusing legal territory, though. Within the United States, some states have legalized its use, while others have not. With this ever-increasing confusion, Christians must ask themselves, is it a sin to use or partake of marijuana? Most Christians agree that seeking a doctor's input and using prescription drugs is not morally wrong for both physical and mental needs. Christians believe God is a healer and provides spiritual, mental, and physical healing. Does God's willingness for people to be healed include only prescription drugs? Do you believe that God would be for or against the healing that medical marijuana offers? While the Bible doesn't speak directly about marijuana, it does address a common form of substance intoxication, drunkenness. In Ephesians 5:18, it reads, "Do not get drunk on wine, which leads to debauchery. Instead, be filled with the Spirit." Alcohol is praised in moderation, but warned against in excess. The Bible urges dependence on God and not substances. It warns against compromised judgment and praises sober-mindedness and the pursuit of a renewed mind. So based on the principles of the Bible, Christians must learn to make wise personal decisions about alcohol, tobacco, overeating, and watching graphically violent or sexualized movies. Everyone must also consider what is appropriate for them. Like most other decisions in life, consider what your motivation behind the decision may be to use marijuana. Are you doing it to be part of a group, to gain popularity, or are you looking to use marijuana to numb other emotions and difficult situations? These are all things to consider when making the choice as a Christian. Instead of asking yourself, can I smoke pot? Perhaps the question is, what's at stake if I do smoke? Medical marijuana dispensaries are popping up all over the country, but the Drug Enforcement Agency still considers marijuana a Schedule I drug, which means it's classified by them as one of the most dangerous drugs of all the drug schedules, with potentially severe psychological or physical dependence. We are encouraged to depend on God and to avoid substances that could create dependencies. God wants us to make sober decisions and to not overindulge. Recreational pot is being more accepted and welcomed, but it doesn't mean we should partake. Smoking pot, like anything else, needs to be monitored and refrained from if you are a Christian, unless you need it medically. This also means we shouldn't judge them whether it's considered an herb or not. So, what do you think? Is it okay for Christians to use marijuana? Comment below and let us know, and don't forget to subscribe.